This conference will now be recorded.
All right, as always, everything that we're going to be going over today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. So what I was going to say about PTI is that when we first came up to this 450 level, we got some decent ask prints, and we've had some really good ask prints that we saw, really good buying that we saw come in at the 4 level earlier. But one of the problems right now is that it just jumped up to that 5, and we can see, I mean, it didn't print there yet. And I have a big problem with a lot of these cheaper stocks when they make these big moves during the pre-market. We end up seeing nothing end up happening once the market does open. So 5 is going to tell us everything. We're going to need to see new buying that comes in at that 5 level. We've got a little bit that came in underneath it, but just not really enough to show us that we're going to be able to break past there. So really going to be looking at that 5. As long as we get some new buying that comes back in there, we should see this thing be able to move, a whole bunch more. Now, we're already at 160%, but that doesn't really mean anything, because if we get that new buying, it's going to tell us that there's, other market makers out there, or other bigger money that's going to have to make money on a new position. So we just need to see that new position come back in. Now, YECO, it looks like you guys had some fun with yesterday. It looks like it was a really nice stock, but then this morning, I mean, it's just it's pretty much just tanking right now. So I'm not sure what happened yesterday with the buying. It looks like you definitely had enough in there to bring it to 50, and I mean, it's made a huge move in that aftermarket. So not really seeing too much in it this morning that really gives us any indication of what it's looking to do, besides the fact that it really is, just pretty much tanking right now. But it did have a print before at 15. Then it moved up to 1550. So I don't see anything else. The 1650, it looks like there was a little bit yesterday coming back into there, but it looks like there's pretty much selling off. So we're going to keep it on our list, but it really does not have any type of show of hand yet. And you can see these orders are just so thin that I don't really expect a whole ton to be going on, especially if we continue to see this. I mean, the little amount of volume is going to push this thing a whole long way. So keep that in mind as we're watching it. And then the only other thing that I really have this morning is TXT. And it's, first of all, it's on my side list. And the reason that it's on my side list is because I don't have any confidence in it being able to really trade once the market opens. You can see on average, it trades about $1.05. And it only trades on average about 1.4 million, and 1.4 million just isn't really enough that really shows the stock is going to be able to be tradable as a day trade coming back in. But the reason that I like it is because if you look over here, I mean, it's all selling since the beginning of the market open. You can see, I mean, there's a few ask prints, but the 60 level, beautiful burst, especially with thin orders out there, and then coming in around that 59.50 area, you could see another nice burst of selling that came in. Some good prints there. So it's just pretty much all selling, telling us that the stock has to go down. It's just a matter of it's going to be able to be tradable based off of the amount of volume that we're going to see going into it. ECYT, let's take a look. I was looking at SQ's not doing anything. I mean, it's just like all the other stocks out there right now. Right now, the volume is 78,000 shares, so just nothing really going on. So ECYT is a buyout. There's nothing here that I would even be looking at to do anything with. So, could it move a little bit? They could, but I wouldn't be focusing on this whatsoever. Might be worth watching NVS, which bought out. Possible, sure. Let's see, NVS. So NVS, 440,000 shares, but it looks like it was just all in bigger print. I don't see anything that really shows any type of interest there. NIO, let's take a look. Not really much here. I mean, you can see it's very spotty. The volume, overall isn't bad, 286,000 shares, but just everything else that I'm seeing there. I mean, there's no real controlling prints anywhere. I mean, there is a bunch of selling, but there's also a bunch of buying. Just a little too mixed for me. I don't see anything there that I really care too much about. Like I said, it's just, we're going to take a look at the scanners now, but it is not just not a lot going on out there at all. So PTI, we've already spoken about. We have ECYT, which we know is a buyout coming back in. Looks kind of weird here. Oh, there you go. All right, moving along, we have TROV 1.1 million, but you can see this is another one. It's just very quanty. I don't see any real opportunity for this thing to be doing anything. Kron has traded this morning 113,000 shares, but it's not doing anything. If we move over to Kron, you can see, I mean, it's absolutely pathetic. There's just no real movement. There's nothing. There's nothing for us to go on that gives us any indication of what will happen once the market opens. ACHC, 662,000 shares. Now, this one's not terrible. I don't know what, I didn't see this before. It's decently smooth. Oh, this is why I didn't put it on there. Okay, so you see when you see a stock like this, where you see this 39 level, and we have, okay, so we have prints at 39, then you have immediately followed after by bid prints at 39, and then you have big ass prints at 39, and the stock really never does anything that comes in there. Usually when we see something like that, the stock is just going to be a lot of consolidation, and it's just not really going to move. We'll put this one on the side list. It's definitely worth, keeping an eye on, but when I see something like that, it really just tells us a bag of mix, and there's just, there's better things to focus on 90% of the time. CCCL, absolutely nothing going on there. The DWT is an ETF, and Eric is doing absolutely nothing. Now, moving over to the loser side of things, we have, a pretty decent list, but it's just nothing's actually moving. You can see, I mean, right now, OPGN, absolutely nothing. Ears, absolutely nothing there. TXT, we've already spoken about. ECRS, absolutely nothing. OGEN, absolutely nothing. And then ATVI, 165,000 shares, but not doing anything either. Can I do, unfortunately, DH, we got to get ready for the morning. So if you go over into the FAQ channel, you will see there's a link for pull-ups and pull-downs, which goes over in full detail. Basically, what it means is that if there's money, if a market maker takes a position, they have to make money on it. In a nutshell, that's what it is. But I mean, you don't want to go strictly based off that, because it moves differently on it. But that's what it means. Satisfying prints means that a market maker's position needs to make money. All right. Now, anything else out there that I missed? Unfortunately, I do not think the answer to this question is going to be yes, because there's not really anything going on. But I mean, even the everyday stocks right now I'm looking at there's just nothing going on in them. There's just no real movement. The volume's absolutely pathetic. So that pretty much looks like it. All right, guys. So I'm going to try to be here all day. For as much as I can. You can hear I get out of breath very quickly right now, but I'm going to try to be here all day, and hopefully we'll start to get some volume coming in once the market opens. Remember, Thursdays have not been good to us with volume. We've been seeing a lot of consolidation very, very early, so just make sure that you're aware of that. All right, everyone, I will talk to you in the chat room, and happy trading.